Hey there. Now imagine this. You got on your favorite outfit, just got your hair done, or maybe the haircut that you really like. You think you're looking great. You're going out for a great evening. So you decide, hey, I'm going to take a selfie. So you take out your phone, you point and shoot, get the picture you really want, and you put it on social media, and you're excited because you know you're going to get tons of likes. So you're just waiting for those likes to come rolling in. But hold on, wait a minute. What I want to talk to you about is that while we took the time to get that selfie up on social media, there is another even more important selfie that's generated from within that could be dangerously unhealthy, that could be suffering and in need of attention. Well, what am I talking about? Why don't you stay tuned? Go grab your coffee and tea, sit down on the couch with me, and we'll discuss it in just a minute. Hey, did you know that since 2011, there have been a reported 227 million self-portraits with the hashtag selfie that have been uploaded to Instagram? Now that's a lot of selfies, and the number is growing every single day, every single minute, every single second. Everybody loves to take selfies. And you know, with a selfie, you can control the version of yourself that you want the world to see. What I want to talk to you about today is not the picture of yourself that you take with your phone, but I want to talk to you today about the picture you have of yourself on the inside, called your self-image. Let me just give you a definition really quick. Self-image is the idea, the conception, or mental image one has of oneself. It's the way that you think about yourself. And you know, that type of selfie is not one that is so easy to control. It's one that is not always as glamorous as the one we post on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. And that selfie stays with us wherever we go, and it affects every aspect of our lives. In my own life, the issue of having a poor self-image has probably been one of the greatest challenges that I've faced. You know, growing up, I've always had a naturally soft-spoken and quiet personality and demeanor. But as I was growing up, I began to develop different fears when it came to interacting with people. So, you know, I was the girl in high school who was super quiet, super shy, off to the corner. Nobody really knew. When I was in my senior year of high school, you know, I had a friend that I was really close to, and she moved away. So I ended up spending my lunches in the library. Now, what teenager wants to spend lunch in the library? But that was me, because once that friend moved away, I didn't know how to make friends with anyone else. Didn't go to my prom, and as I got older, those fears just piled on and piled on and piled on, to the extent that I began to have this recurring and tormenting thought on the inside of myself as I would look at other people and see how they were so great at interacting with people, and I was not as great and really had different fears when it came to speaking to people, that I ended up having this tormented and tormenting thing and thought on the inside that there was something wrong with me. So I began to think there's something wrong with me. I began to think that, you know what, when God created me, he made a mistake somewhere, because there was something inherently wrong with me on the inside that caused me to be the way that I was. And, you know, I had dreams, I had aspirations, I had things that I really wanted to do and really wanted to accomplish in life. But those dreams ended up being like a sick joke, because even though I had them and even though I wanted them with all my heart, I never really felt that on the inside I was somebody who could actually accomplish them. That I always felt there was something missing, and so therefore I could never really truly realize my dreams. And you know, because I had such a poor self-image, all I could do was try to conjure up the best version of myself possible and present that version to the world. But even that was not the real me, the best that I had been created to be. But I want to tell you about the wisest man who lived. His name was King Solomon, and God used King Solomon to write the Old Testament book of Proverbs. And Proverbs chapter 23 verse 7 says this: "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. or she. Let me say that in these words. As you think in your heart, so are you. And it doesn't really matter whether the things that you're thinking, whether they're true or non-true, whether they're right or wrong. If you think them, then that's what manifests in your life. And in my case, I believe so many lies straight from the devil about myself that those ended up manifesting in my life. And whenever I would have a setback, or whenever there would be circumstances that were challenging facing me, I'd always go back to think, well, you know what, something's wrong with me, that's why I'm dealing with this. Or I just don't have what it takes to deal with this, that's why this is happening to me. I'd always revert back to the way I thought about myself. But today, can I give you a gem of wisdom? Listen to this. The top cause of poor self-esteem, what do you think it is? Well, I'm going to tell you. The top cause of a poor self-image is allowing anything other than God to define and influence what you think about who you are, where you're going, and what your value is. It's allowing anything other than God to define and influence what you think about who you are, where you're going, and what your value is. Now, I understand that life happens, and some of you may have had a parent or parents that abused you, or maybe it was a family member that abused you. Some may have had a parent that actually abandoned you, or may have experienced traumatic experiences in your life that really can be damaging to the way you think about yourself. But I just want to encourage you with this fact, and that is that person who abused you, that situation that took place, that traumatic experience, maybe that person that spoke words over you that were just horrible, that and those people are not your creator. God is. He knows what he intended you for, and it's for a good purpose. And so his opinion is the only one that really matters. I love what God inspired the prophet Isaiah to write in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. It says this: "Arise from the depression and prostration in which circumstances have kept you. Rise to a new life. Shine, be radiant with the glory of the Lord, for your light has come and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you." And I want to share with you today that your light has come. And God wants us to rise out of poor thinking about ourselves. He wants to rise out from that place of being stuck in something that was damaging to us because of something in our past, and thinking that now that's going to always stay with us for the rest of our lives. He wants us to rise and shine to the new life that he has for us. And that's my encouragement to you today. So what do you think about yourself when nobody's around? What do you say about yourself when you're faced with a challenging situation? What do you expect from yourself when you're faced with a new opportunity? I want to encourage you today to change what you're thinking if it's negative, and start thinking in line with what your creator thinks about you. Now you might be asking, well, Rhonda, how did you come out of having a negative self-image and thinking negative things about yourself? Well, I'm glad you asked, but I want you to stay tuned, because we're going to cover that on our next week's video. So tune in next week, and we'll be talking about the top things that we should think about to improve our self-image. If you feel like this video is adding value to you, I want to ask you to please go ahead and like this video, go ahead and share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel so that you can continue to get encouragement, to grow in your confidence, walk out God's purpose for your life, and be all that you were created to be. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful day.